everybody. It's Gypsy, and welcome to my multi-dimensional life. Today I wanted to talk about, I guess it's more spirit communication. So, 12 years ago, my son died, my older son. Now, I suffered from a lot of anger, um, especially at religion. I'm still not good with religion, but I wonder if I ever really was because of the rules, and you have to stay in the box and everything, no questioning, things like that. Um, but anyways, so I had a dream visit with my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, one night. And for anybody who doesn't know what a dream visit is, it is when your deceased loved ones come and visit you while you're sleeping. Now, it is easier for those who have crossed over to get through to you in that state of, kind of being not totally asleep, half half awake kind of thing. That's an easy time because you're so relaxed. Another time is when you are sleeping. So a lot of people say, "Oh, I had this dream, but it was so real, and I could feel and touch, smell." When you're like that, it's real. It feels real. It's a dream visit. It's not really a dream. People call it that just because their body is sleeping at that time. We, as our true selves, our spirit aspect, doesn't really sleep all night. It's flitting off doing other things while our body is regenerating. So, anyways, I was going through this time of great anger, as well any mother would. And my grandmother, uh, she comes to me in a dream visit, and she says to me, she holds out her hand for me to put my hand in her hand. And she says, "Come with me. I want to show you something." So she took me someplace, I don't know, she had like this black marble wall, and it kind of curved. Wasn't totally circular, but it kind of curved. And there were photos of all the ascended masters. And she kind of explained to me about, the religions, the formal organized religions, how they all have that, they have an ascended master, and the messages, when you really look at them and get down to it, they're all pretty much the same. That summer, my mom died December 8th, 2023. But that summer, my mom and I had like really interesting conversations. And she was telling me, I don't know that she always understood what was going on, but she would tell me that people would be coming to see her and stuff and telling her she's going home soon, etc. And I knew what that meant. So, anyways, there's this one day, I think it was the last time my mom really ate, and we had a really good time. I was there, and the rest of my family was out of town, and I'm thinking, what should I do for dinner? Well, just as I'm thinking this, my mom goes, I think she says something like, I really have a taste for fried chicken. And I was like, I was just wondering what I'm going to do for dinner. I said, how about if I run up to Giant Eagle and I'll get the fried chicken because they have amazing fried chicken and stuff for dinner. And she was like, oh, yeah. She got all excited. I told the nurse, don't take her down to dinner because I'm coming back with dinner for us. And we sat in the sitting room and we just talked. We had a great time. So my mom starts talking more about her experiences. Um, and she never really said dead people were visiting her or spirit, anything like that. But you could tell from what she was saying. And this, I'd say for the last few years of her life, or, 2, 3 years, she was seeing our family members who had already crossed over. My mom had been seeing family members a lot. People she didn't know were coming to tell her that she was going to be going home. And she would tell me things like, It was a really pretty nursing home. It had this beautiful wallpaper. Really going to miss this wallpaper. And I said, I even told her, I said, Mom, when you leave here, when you go, you could pop in anytime you want to look at the wallpaper. She has since she died, she has told me she's not gone back to see the wallpaper. But anyways, so we're sitting there when we're having dinner, and she starts telling me, my mom keeps coming to talk to me, and she said my grandmother would get real close to her face. And she goes, and then, one day, my mom holds out her hand to me, like this, and says, come with me. I want to show you something. I started cracking up. My mom's like, what? I said, I never told you this. I said, but after John died, Grandma came to me and did the same thing. She said the exact same thing. I mean, now she took my mom and I on two totally different field trips, but she started out the same way. So I thought that was interesting because we're talking, okay, let's see. With me, my grandmother, I probably did that. My son died in 2014. I think maybe it was like 2015, 2016. She took me on a field trip, see the Ascended Masters. And then with my mom, it was in 2023. So we're talking about 9 years there. No more than that. And my grandmother did the same thing. And I started laughing and said, I never told you this, Mom, but Grandma did this to me too. I said, it's Grandma's M.O. Her modus operandi? However you say that, M.O. So this is an example of a dream visit. Okay. So many times I had some with my son. I'm not going to talk about those right now because I'll start crying. And I'm just not in the mood right now. Uh, so, anyways, when you are on your way out of here and your body's dying, and please remember, it's only the body that dies, you don't die. And I know that's scary enough for some people. You start hearing and seeing. Now, I believe everybody's psychic, but everybody becomes a psychic medium when they're dying. So it's normal. What is happening is your family who's already on the other side is coming to the person who is about ready to die and preparing them, reassuring them, giving them comfort. Okay. Like, all right, who would enjoy being in a nursing home? Let me tell you, not me, and definitely not my mother. You know my mom. Anyways, but my family said you're going home soon. Now, when I heard the word home, I knew it didn't mean that my mom would get confused, thinking she was going back to her old house. And sometimes she seemed to know that she was going to heaven, the spirit realm, however you refer to it. This dream visit with my grandmother that matched my mother's, and my mother never knew. I never told her. I don't think I told anybody personally in my life. I don't know. But anyways, I start rambling. I love talking about this stuff. So anyways, I'm going to leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.